Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Phlegra campaign, the single-player one, that is. It's been a while since we've been in here. To recap where we were, we're moving more troops up to continue prosecuting the war against Vanheim, which has sort of been seesawing back and forth, but generally we have not been winning, which has been a problem. Down here, however, we have more or less destroyed AI Ashdod, very much helped by their neglect of blessing their Anakites, or getting a bless to use on their Anakites. We're currently besieging the Twin Cities with two of our fortresses. Over here, they can't break in. There's too many defenders. Their siege strength isn't high enough. They have 8 siege strength each, but that's only 16 for the two of them. And as you can see, the defenders of the fort in Ashdod are repairing the fort faster than we can tear it down. So, what I'm doing there is, once they get in, these two probably have enough killing power to seal the deal. They just need to get in. So, I'm recruiting Cyclops. Cyclops are bad units. They hit very, very hard, but they have low attack, and they're undisciplined and gluttonous, and have low protection and low defense. Basically, they're just bad. But they have 5 siege strength. So, by recruiting Cyclops warriors for 35 gold, you get 5 points of siege strength, and you can mass them up very, very quickly and move them around very easily. You could be recruiting Helots. I haven't done the math, actually, to work out whether they're more efficient in terms of siege strength per gold, but they're less efficient in terms of siege strength per space, and you can't recruit as many because they run you out of resources. So basically, I can't recruit 5 times this many Helot warriors in one turn, is what I'm getting at. So, Cyclops overall, I think, are going to give you more efficient sieging armies, although they will not be very efficient at actually killing things and winning battles. That's what the Tyrants are for. So, I also have this army, Asopos, over here. We are sending Fortress Enceladus to clear out the last few Ashdodite troops down here in the corner. Up here we've got Sparkios, who should move back to the capital, I think, so we can pick up some Gigantes if we recruit any more. We are recruiting yet another Tyrant. I don't believe we're forging him any gear right at the moment, which we should do. Let's forge him. Let's get him his Mace of Eruption. Let's get him his Main Gauche of Parrying. Let's get him a... Earth doesn't really give us any good armor. So you forge us a belt. You forge us some shoes for more reinvigoration and all. And then what is he missing? Oh, a horned helmet. Actually, don't forge a belt. Forge a horned helmet instead. Yeah, there we go. I need more nature income. I am searching a couple of provinces for nature sites. So hopefully I'll be able to find some, but we'll see. So Mace of Eruption, Main Gauche, helmet, belt. That should be about all he needs. Fortress Hyperion has this chainmail of displacement and no helmet, but he'll be okay. And Fortress Hyperion is also carrying an extra belt to give to Fortress Salzar, and Cleonai is carrying Salzar's weapons. So that'll be good. Great, we're building a fortress up here. Over here, I've been thinking more about Phlegran research, and actually I think I did it wrong in this campaign, which isn't surprising for the first time you've played a nation, but basically what the realization I came to was, wait, oppressors have air magic. At least 50% of them have air magic, and then the other 50% have water. Well, so with 50% of your oppressors having air magic, and 25% of your slaves having air magic, Phlegra can actually be a Thunderstrike nation, which I hadn't thought of. I hadn't realized, but at level 4, Thunderstrike is Air 3. It's armor negating damage with an area of effect armor negating Thundershock effect. It's one of the most efficient evocation spells in the game. And if you have even a small communion, even if you have 4 slaves, then your oppressors are Air 3. So if you take 4 slaves and 2 oppressors, you can cast Earth Power and a defensive spell round 1 or you can just summon Earth Power and then start Thunderstriking immediately. And so long as the slaves are air randoms, you won't be taking all that much fatigue. I mean, you'll be taking fatigue, don't get me wrong, but you'll also be able to drop 2 Thunderstrikes around at least for the first 4 or 5 rounds without actually killing anyone with fatigue. And not quite killing anyone is all you need to accomplish. Additionally, what you can do is you can forge this item, the Just Man's Cross. It's a crossbow, a fire magic crossbow, and set them to fire after they've used up their 5 slots. So I want to try this. I just want to see how well this works out. I'm going to forge 2 Just Man's Crosses. I'm going to give them to oppressors, set the oppressors onto fire after they've cast their 5 spells. And in battles where you don't absolutely need the spell casting to continue, that should allow them to avoid killing their own communion slaves. So, since we've already gone down Alteration, we are going to keep going down Alteration to level 5, which will take us 2 turns. And that's a good level because it gives us Wooden Warriors and Maws of the Earth. Maws of the Earth is a fantastic combat spell. Wooden Warriors is a fantastic buff for the Helots. That will single-handedly make the Helots much more effective, having that 10 extra natural protection. After that, we're going to get Evocation level 5, because Evocation level 4 will give us Thunderstrike, and level 5 will give us Storm, allowing us to buff our air magic with Storm and Summon Storm Power, which will cut our fatigue yet more. So we'll go Alt 5, Evocation 5, then probably we'll go down Construction to level 6. I haven't quite decided, but that's what we're doing for now. This Silurian throne fort is a little bit of a problem. They have a lot of ghouls there. And of course it's right next to Siluria. So can't really take it quite yet. I'm recruiting sages here. I would actually rather recruit oppressors for now. I want to get 3 air random oppressors. And then I will... Oh, I have 3 air random oppressors. Never mind. I'm actually going to be recruiting shackled mages here. Never mind me. And then I'll recruit a couple more cataphracts, because I do like having cataphracts to support my Helot mobs. Down here, I'm not recruiting any troops, but I am recruiting sages for research purposes. Over here, I'm recruiting shackled mages. Yeah, that's fine. What I am going to do, actually, is I have 287 research right now. I don't have much air income. See, I can forge air quills to boost my research, but since I have so little air income, I can't do it very often. Let's forge an air quill there. I do want more air income, and I haven't gotten many air random sages for site searching. Unfortunate. Well, in any case, we'll do the best we can. We are going to take Ashdod as soon as we theoretically can. But that's going to be turn 1. Eteocles. Don't really have many troops here. I am summoning some Mouflons. And Fortress Prothus is capturing slaves. So in a couple of turns here, we'll launch Prothus out with a few slaves to back him up. And he will go and try to wreak some havoc. So, let's end the turn. Okay, no magic sites, no magic sites. There was a battle in Yellow Mountains. So this is a tiny little Silurian force attacking into an army. Somehow I don't feel like this went well for them. What is this? Triariuses. So Triarii are tough, they have very high protection. And they have good morale, but they're old, which makes them not good at actually hurting things. They do have 4 units per square, so they get 4 attacks per square. So they can, I mean, they can do decent damage, but they're kind of old and weak. So I think these, yeah, they're just going to get clubbed to death by the Cyclops. So did I take any casualties? I lost 1 Cyclops warrior, okay. And in Perenna, I was attacked. So Ashdod decided to move their little army in to attack Enceladus, which is not going to go well for them. He's got his Iron Skin, he's got his Temper Flesh, he's going to get his Mirror Image, and he's going to go in. If only he had quickness. But you know what? He's doing alright without it. With quickness, he would fatigue out twice as fast, so that is a downside. He's horror marked. When did he get horror marked? I don't know. Well, whatever. In any case. Yeah, his fatigue stays basically stable when he's chasing people. Okay, cool. So, in Perina, we wiped everybody out. 6 of their random units got away. The power of the Throne of Night has been invoked. Constant darkness, ugh. Nashin has been conquered by the enemy. We've actually started to destroy the gate at Ashdod, so we're actually doing some damage. So, we have been besieged in Nashin because we weren't really defending ourselves. So, 31 siege strength, so they've got almost nothing in there, is what that tells me. Like, almost nothing. Set you guys on guard commander. Up here, we're going to take all of those guys, give them to Topagog. And Topagog will head down here. Enceladus, go take that province. Yellow Mountains. Yeah, this army's set up. I'm actually probably going to besiege the Steppe of Wild Horses. Ooh, that's a Grand Thaumaturg. That's a Grand Thaumaturg wandering around on his own. Ooh, can we get him? Can we get him? That's my question. Let's rename this guy first. Alright, Fortress Sarpedon. Take that, take that, take that, take that. So now you're geared up. Over here, we're going to give this guy an air quill so that he can research forever. That makes him 14 research points. Extremely efficient. Extreme efficiency. This army is not frightening. It's just not frightening in any way. It's just ghouls. And let's set those guys in a line as well. So, for scripting. I don't have Thunderstrike yet. I do have Legions of Steel. So what I can do is, or I can summon elementals. But honestly, I don't think I need to spend gems on this. So let's just summon Earth Power. So you're going to summon Earth Power. You're going to cast Iron Skin. You're also summoning Earth Power. You don't need Iron Skin. Summon Earth Power is definitely one you want to cast in multiples if possible. Let's do Iron Skin and... let's do Air Shield? Actually, let's do Mist Form. Okay, so defensive buffs. We've got Iron Skin, we've got Mist Form for our Communion. Then, what spells do we want to spam? Actually, let's go Temper Flesh as well with somebody. We've got 2 Earth Powers up. That's fine. And then what I'm doing is I'm layering some defensive spells in order to make it very, very unlikely that anyone will actually kill my Communion slaves. So if they die, they will die from... they'll just die from fatigue, but hopefully they won't die of fatigue either. For spells, then, we want to cast... we do want to get a couple casts of Legions of Steel. And we also want a couple casts of Strength of Giants. Skin, Strength of Giants, Strength of Giants. Meanwhile, you two, you're summoning Earth Power, and then cast... Honestly, at that point, I might just throw fireballs. Gift of Flight might be a little hilarious. We could cast Flaming Arrows, but I'll probably just have the Tyrant cast that if I want to cast. Yeah, let's just cast Fireballs. I mean, Fireballs don't cost too much fatigue anyway, and it'll be further reduced by the fact that I'll be effectively Fire 3. So, I won't even bother casting Aim. I'll just hurl Fireballs. And I am going to give 2 of these guys crossbows. So after they cast their fireballs, they can then be set to fire instead of casting spells. So that will reduce the fatigue buildup. So Iron Skin, Strength of Giants, Strength of Giants. Then Fireball. I'm sure this is not a very efficient script. I'm just kind of doing this to see if and how it works, to be honest. And I haven't given them any gems, so they won't cast any of the big, like, utterly destructive spells that cost a whole lot of fatigue and might destroy my communion. So, let's get him forward. This line with him, the archers behind, cataphracts on the flank. You're a sage, you're a slave. So you want to be up there. We want my Trophimos up near the infantry. Now, some of them aren't actually casting defensive buffs on themselves, so I'm going to want... let me see. I'm actually going to need to change his script real quick because I want Iron Skin first of all. We'll skip the Earth Power. Instead, we'll just go... He's Legions of Steel, right? Yeah, he's Strength of Giants. So you go Iron Skin, Legions of Steel, and then Fireballs. Because I want a defensive spell at least on every master. Now we are still getting an Earth Power, so that'll be fine. So long as the slaves are Earth Powered. That's the main thing. Then the slaves should be kind of up like this. Yeah, just sort of scatter them a little bit so they can't be hit by one AoE spell of some kind. And put these guys in a sparse line in the back where they can sweep in on anybody who is trying to rear attack my mages. You guys will hold and attack closest. Okay, so you. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4. That will give me the 2-path boost. 4 slaves and 4 commanders. I feel like that's probably going to kill me with fatigue. Let's take... Let's take 8 slaves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll leave the water ones because we aren't casting any water spells. So this way, some of these guys at least will be getting relatively less fatigue from every spell I cast. The fire guys will get less fatigue from Fireball. The earth guy will get less fatigue from the earth buffs. The air guys will get less fatigue from the mist form, I guess. Won't be too much of an issue. But you all break the siege. You break the siege, and you break the siege. Is going to drop my research, but it'll be alright. Neriones, meanwhile, should jump over here and take that province. You should also hold and fire closest. Up here, Fortress Prothus should take. He's got 5 guarding commander. Let's take these guys up front as well. And we'll tell them to hold and fire. And Prothus should see if he can't go smack that Grand Thaumaturg. Meanwhile, this army... That army's moving in. This army should move out and put that fortress under siege. Okay, I think we're doing well. Over here, all these guys are moving up. I've got some helix here, but I don't really need them. You research. You research. We're going to stop forging items for right now. We are going to recruit an Elder Cyclops here. And we're also going to stop spamming out helix for a minute. I have the money, but if I don't need to spend the money right now, Calicolin, what a name. What an awful, terrible, no good, very bad name. I'm going to start moving... I want to search that province for air. Let's start recruiting sages here for research purposes. We need to upgrade this fort, which means I need a commander. And where would it be fastest for a commander to come from? You search for magic sites, you've searched for nature and found nothing, so move up there. You searched for nature and found nothing, so move down there. You should summon allies, since you can do that easily and cheaply. Up here, let's take one of our slave mages and move him over here to upgrade the fort. Actually, no. You keep researching. We'll recruit a dude here. And we will also actually spam out some units. I can technically recruit knights here, which are pretty solid. What I could do is I could recruit a knight and a bunch of cyclops every turn. Or a knight and a gigante. No, I couldn't recruit a knight and a gigante. I can also recruit longbowmen, which do a lot more damage and have longer range. Glowy brain strategies. I do want some longbowmen, so I'm going to start recruiting some longbowmen. I'm also going to recruit some cyclops, just because I want people to stand in front of the longbowmen and not be immediately murdered. Actually, no. No. Gigante, you can't do that. Yeah, cyclops. Okay. Great. So that'll go. We'll use those troops to take that province after a little while. These troops, of course, are moving up here. The slave population grows apace. Gonna set those guys all to guard Salzar. We've got the Iron Skin and the Temper Flesh. If we get him some fire gems, he can just cast flaming arrows natively, but we'll worry about that later. So I think this turn is going to be a pretty good one. Should be solid. And you are moving out with your giant troops. Let's spam out some more hoplites down here. I mean some more helots, not hoplites. They're nothing like hoplites. They are awful, terrible, no good, very bad excuses for wannabe hoplites. Okay, let's go. Who's not doing anything? 1 second. You're not doing anything, that's fine. Fine. Not fine. Search. Also not fine. What do you do? Why are you just standing around? What was I planning for you to do? Was I planning for you to go here and search for magic sites? No, that doesn't help anything. Why don't you research? Can you cast any cool rituals? I could cast Terracotta Army or bind scorpion beasts, but I don't need to spend those gems right now. And you, sir, what cool things could I forge with you at the moment? I'm trying to think of what I might need against Siluria. And I can't think of much. Chainmails of Displacement are pretty solid, but I don't have many air gems at the moment. Elemental Armors, the problem is they have a lot of encumbrance and a big map move penalty. Red Dragon Scale Mail, they give a morale bonus, but the only people that I'm giving equipment to don't need morale buffs because they berserk. Charcoal Shields would be nice. Of course, my guys can cast Fire Shield natively, but if they don't want to spend the fatigue, then Charcoal Shields can be a decent boost for them. And it gives them extra fire resistance, too. It lowers their attacks, though. I like having the main gouge for the extra attack. The Flambeau is not a bad weapon, but I don't really need any weapons at the moment. Although the Golden Arbalest can be pretty cool. I don't know. I don't need to forge anything right at the moment, so... Toykros. Why don't you just... Yeah, you just research for now. Okay. Actually, tell you what, you do have air. Forge me another Alquill, please. And then next turn you'll be able to forge another one. Alright. We're breaking the siege there. Great. Trophimos Commander died of a disease in Nashen. That's unfortunate, but okay. Found no magic sites. Again, we hit Alteration level 5. Great. Battle in Steppe of Wild Horses. So remember, it is dark. And darkness makes our troops suck. It also makes Siluria's troops suck, except, and this is important, except for the undead. The undead don't suck in darkness. This is a smaller army than I had anticipated, I think. This is a different balance of power than I had anticipated, is what I'm trying to say. That I must have done something wrong. I'm pretty sure I did something wrong here. Because not outnumbering Romans is a recipe for disaster when your troops are helots. You have to outnumber Roman troops in order to effectively beat them. Yeah, no, this isn't going well. This is not, no. No. Very much no. Just province defense, okay. Well, okay, they put more province defense there than I expected. That's fine. In Perenna. Man, Ashdod does not quit. They've got their Rephite Sage attacking me. He's about to get Cyclopsed. He's casting Starfires, but it's not going to do damage quickly enough. Yeah. He got Cyclopsed. In Kepes, we attacked Ashdod with just Fortress Insulatus. Doesn't need no help. He's a strong independent giant who don't need no man. These guys are just garbage fires anyway, so it's not like they're going to accomplish anything against him. And here we go. Now, because his attack skill is so low, he's not actually doing much hitting. Interesting. Why isn't he... Yeah, he's not hitting with that Mace of Eruption. There we go. That time he did. That was weird. For some reason, he wasn't attacking with the Mace of Eruption for a few rounds. Now he is, though. I mean, now he definitely is. Also, he has 98... Oh, he's heroically obese. He's the one with heroic... Oh, he has heroic toughness. Oh, that's right. I remember now. Fortress Insulatus was the invincible one. Oh, that's hilarious. I love it so much. Good job, Insulatus. You're fantastic. Yeah, chase those guys down. Okay. Yep, 24 kills. That's fine. It was just human slaves. It's not like they were anything impressive. In Nashen. This is us breaking the siege of the fort. Now, of course, in darkness, our precision is fairly garbage. But that's okay. And, on the other side, their ghouls, since they have Dark Vision 50, are not nearly as affected by darkness as the rest of our human troops. They don't actually have any Skelemans, so they're going to be somewhat affected. I don't have nearly so many troops, but I do have a geared fortress, and I do have fireballs. Okay, so we've got all our buffs and such back over here. Summon Earth Power is only affecting the Earth random guys, I guess? No, the Reinvigoration is affecting everybody. So now we're gonna buff up our soldiers. Okay, so now these guys have 12 protection. And they should also... Somebody should also have increased strength. Where's the strength of giants? Okay, missiles flying. A couple of fireballs flying. Yep, here come the fireballs. There we go. That's the kills I was looking for. The heavy cav is storming forward. More fireballs. Are the slaves dead? No, the slaves are still there. Okay. Yes, this is working out. The shackled mages, they do have fatigue, but they're nowhere near dead. I'm sorry, I just missed them because they're white on white, and it's dark, and they're also translucent because of mist form. So yeah, nobody's even close to fatiguing out yet, which is good, which is what I wanted. Now, my infantry are going to rout. That's the problem. And I don't think Othrioneus can hold the line by himself. The cataphracts will help. My troops are now casting destruction, it looks like. But yeah, this is going to be a problem. This is going to be a serious, serious problem. I think they're going to get into my mages. They can't not. And my mages are tough, but okay, yeah, the Trophimos are routing, which is honestly okay because I want them off the field, but I'm probably going to lose my shackled here. Okay, so the long dead legionnaires, yeah, we've broken their armor off. A lot of them. We've earth melted a lot of guys. I don't know. It's kind of working. They're not targeting the shackled mages. Interestingly enough. They're targeting the... Oh, they're going after the... They're going after my commander. Okay, now they're going after the shackled mages. And the shackled mages are now starting to lose their buffs as their masters retreat off the field. So I am going to lose my communion slaves. Yep, they're getting murdered. But Fortress Othrioneus here only has 3 fatigue. Now his armor has been destroyed, but his natural protection is not gone. So... And his Gleaming Cuirass is still providing some protection. As is his magic helmet. So he's actually doing fine. And he's not fatiguing out because he has 10 reinvigoration, so he will never fall asleep. So he's just going to kill until he wins. Okay. So the communion worked well. It didn't have the spells necessary to make the kind of really serious impact I wanted it to make, but for what it had, it worked well. It was my infantry that let me down, as is kind of to be expected whenever you're playing Phlegra. If something lets you down, it will be your infantry. But, yeah, so I lost... Oh, I didn't lose my shackled mages. I didn't lose my shackled mages or my Trophimos oppressors. The shackled mages got away. Wait, really? Wow. Interesting. Okay, cool. And I wiped out the forces of Siluria almost to a man. A bunch of their slingers escaped. Their standard escaped. Who else escaped? Few ghouls, few hastati, few ally legionnaires, but their commanders, their mound kings, their cultists, and their thaumaturg all died. So, yeah, that went well. Yep, all my shackled mages successfully retreated. With all those buffs they had, they were so hard to kill, they actually ran away from the enemy units. So that works out really, really well. Great. In Norfangs, we've got a pack of troops against a much smaller and weaker pack of troops. Gonna hurl some missiles. Not accomplish much because the troops are all spread out. My helots are going to swarm those fewer infantry. Charge back here, finish him off. Okay, and Nirn. This one I don't imagine there was a problem with because I have a Tyrant here. Oh, they have a Bane. A Bane with a Bane Blade. A Bane Blade can actually threaten my Tyrant because he does enough damage to punch through the protection. I do have high magic resistance, fortunately. Phlegra Tyrants have naturally high magic resistance, but do keep in mind, as you get into the mid-game and later, you are going to want to buff magic resistance on Tyrants, because MR negate stuff will start coming out. And he's also casting Mind Burn, which is hurting me. Ooh. Ooh, that's unlucky. Halved magic skills. My magic skills don't seem to be halved. Oh, I have Earth Power up. Crap. That blows. That sucks. The first time I ever get hit with a spell, I just immediately take an affliction despite my affliction resistance. Man, oh well, okay. Fine, Prothus is mute now. Yep, that's a thing that happened. He keeps getting mind burned. That's, yeah, mind burn is, I was just talking about magic resistance negates stuff. Mind burn is magic resistance negates. He's not even attacking that Bane, he's running back here to stab humans. You have 100 fatigue. He's casting Heavenly Fire, which really doesn't work on tyrants. I mean, it's doing nothing because of all my fire resistance. I have 15 fire resistance. Just killed the Bane. So now, should hopefully run back and kill this guy. Yep. The Grand... Oh, he's a Grand Thaumaturge. Yeah, that's right, he's a Grand Thaumaturge. He's who I was coming after. Why can I not hit him, though? Oh, because he's lucky. Every hit would kill him, and since he's lucky... Oh, no. I'm sorry. That took me by surprise. Death Mages... it's Hand of Death. It's a low-level death magic spell, but it does a ton of damage. Usually, it's not a good idea to cast, because your Death Mages, if they're in melee, are in serious, serious danger. But this Grand Thaumaturge, since he's lucky, he managed to make enough rolls to survive long enough to cast Hand of Death. And aced me because my HP had already been lowered, so great. Yeah, okay. Fortress Prothus has died. I'm not a fan of that, not gonna lie. I did at least wipe out his army, and I killed his Bane. A Bane is a summoned thug, so okay, that's something. That Grand Thaumaturge has got to die, though. Ashdod needs more dudes. And yes, Constant Darkness still. Okay, so that was unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. Unfortunate. Well, we're gonna siege down Ashdod and take it. I've got a Garden of Pearls there, which is nice. I'm bummed about that. And yeah, I think Ashdod is basically done for. Okay, so the province defense took me out in Step of Wild Horses. Yeah, this army is gonna go down here and take out that Grand Thaumaturge, if at all possible. And yeah, it looks like Eotocles lost an arm. So it's funny he can still use the Just Man's Cross, because it's not tipped as two-handed. But he's still around. So the Communion definitely worked. Didn't work quite as efficiently as I would have liked, mainly because I didn't have really efficient spells for it to use. But if I'd had those, it would have been a lot better. Up here, it looks like they've brought another army to face me. You need to give that belt to Salzar. You need to give those weapons to Salzar. Great. So you're geared up. You're relatively geared up. Not geared up quite so well, but somewhat geared up. And you should share your gems with Salzar as well. Okay, so they've each got 4 gems. We've got a lot of helix. And so what we can do now is, those are more helix, right? Yep. So we're just gonna have helix everywhere. 2, 3, 4, 5. Guard commander. And these 73, we're just gonna take a chunk of them and kind of spread them out a little bit. Take a chunk, spread them out. Like that, so we have about 60 in each mass. We'll put the 2 masses up front. We'll put these guys on the flanks. Salzar is going to cast Phoenix Power, Flaming Arrows. That will make him fire 5 as well. Then he can cast Fire Shield, and attack closest. Phoenix Power, Flaming Arrows, that's the buffs. Fire Shield, and... Temper Flesh. Then he can attack. You have 3 Earth, so you can cast Earth Power, Legions of Steel, or Strength of Giants. Let's do Strength of Giants. Twice. Then Temper Flesh, Fire Shield, and attack closest. And you can be... So what's going to happen is... Those guys are going to be in there. Okay. These units are going to be on Hold and Fire closest. Hold and Fire closest. So, round 1, everybody stands around while we start doing buffs. Round 2, I get Flaming Arrows off. Probably round 3 or so, the Heelot Warriors start throwing their Flaming Javelins, and they should do pretty significant damage. Round 4, probably melee begins, but a lot of these guys are still throwing since they're in boxes. And they've got reasonable morale, since they're led by Tyrants who have 4 Taskmaster. Round 5, I finish my buffs, and Fortress Salzar, in particular, begins to attack. He should actually be out on the flank. So, those two, yeah, just go forward. I may actually send them over here to take this throne. They could totally take this throne. No doubt about it. That is a thought. Two Crows research for me for a little while. Down here, 55 units in the garrison. Do I have a Trophimos commander here? No? Okay. That's fine. Infantry, archers. Hold and Fire closest. Hold and Fire closest. And you, I will also give you a couple fire gems. And you will start off with Phoenix Power. Actually, you could just cast Flaming Arrows right off the bat, couldn't you? You do have 4. Let's get Phoenix Power first, just to cut the fatigue. Phoenix Power, Flaming Arrows, Temper Flesh, and attack closest. Yeah, that should work. Actually, let's Earth Power and then Temper Flesh. Earth Power, Temper Flesh, attack closest. Okay, great. I want you to capture slaves for a turn because I need more infantry. Since they can spam out Flaming Arrows, I definitely need more infantry. Let's also get another Shackled Mage. You forge me another Air Quill. You can have the Air Quill be forged. I would also like to start bringing some nature into communions pretty soon. I have a couple of headbands, which I can give to these guys. But for right now, they're going to keep searching for nature sites. Which I definitely need. I don't know why you two are here. Oh, you retreated from the battle. That's fine. Just move back in. Okay, I think we're in a pretty good slot. We're going to upgrade that fortress. This fortress we are going to siege down very, very slowly. You move over here, keep searching for sites at a low level. Solaria is going to be a thorn in my side, I can already tell. Let's kick the defense up here a ways. And here. Ooh, the defense here is actually really good. Heavy cavalry and heavy infantry. Oh, baby. Oh, and scouts. Great. Okay, we're doing alright. Let's get some points of defense here as well. It's crappy defense, but I just need it. There we go. I'm sad I lost Phlegius. I wanted Phlegius. Feels bad, man. Get a little bit of unrest reduction there. You're capturing slaves. All of you should go back to researching for a turn, We are going to hit evocation level 4 next turn, and once we do that, we are going to rescript our communion to cast Thunderstrikes. And Thunderstrike communions are going to be a problem for our opponents to deal with. With 4 masters throwing Thunderstrikes, honestly, given how little fatigue everybody took in that last battle, I mean, after the buffs, we were casting, buffs that have, like, Strength of Giants is 40 fatigue, Legions of Steel is 40 fatigue. Thunderstrike will be more fatigue, but I can definitely go through a full cycle of 4 to 5 Thunderstrikes without actually killing my communion slaves. And that's about all I need. In fact, I can make it even easier by just bringing more slaves. They're tough. With the Iron Flesh, Temper Flesh combination, with the Iron Skin, Temper Flesh combination, they're hard to kill. And I can just Thunderstrike the crap out of people. So yeah, that's definitely something that I'll be doing. But for now, I think I'm actually going to cut this video here. I am moving a little bit towards shorter videos. It takes a lot of time to process them, and I would rather be doing shorter videos very steadily and not have to worry about things than have longer videos but have unexplained gaps all the time. I had a gap recently because I was doing the whole fighting with my computer thing, and I'd rather avoid that as much as possible. So I am going to cut this one here, despite being a little bit shorter than the hour-long we've come to know and love. But thank you all so much for watching. Really appreciate all of you. If you liked this video, stay tuned, and there will be more of this. Of course, the multiplayer games are taking some priority, but I am going to continue the single player, if for no other reason than because I find it a very interesting test bed to see how well certain things work in certain circumstances. For instance, I had neglected to consider the possibility of a Grand Thaumaturg or another Death Mage using Hand of Death just freaking wipe my tyrants out. I'll have to think about that one. I mean, it's always a vulnerability of melee thugs, I suppose, but normally it doesn't happen, because normally you don't have lucky Death Mages just standing around within touch range. Anyway, hello, man. Where did you come from? Okay, well, man's over here somewhere. That's cool. Nice to know. I think I've met the whole gang now. Yep, I have. I've met the whole gang, and I'm at war with more than half of them. Great. So, I will see you all in the next video. Until then, take care.